Welcome back to the podcast Redeemed. We finished up with Jonah in our last podcast, so we're going to look at another famous character. Actually, we're going to kind of backtrack.
Yeah, we're going back. We missed one. We missed a handful, but we missed. This guy's a major player.
Mm-hmm. And the beauty of our podcast is the things we were doing are taking those well-known stories and just talking about those ones. And this character in this story is, as Michael points out, it's his favorite.
It's one of my favorite stories.
Well, not this one.
Not this one specifically, but
this character.
This character, I don't know why we're being so secretive. Elijah is who we're talking about.
Gave it away.
I did.
Now we got to start over.
And he does have one of my favorite stories.
Mm-hmm. That we're not talking about.
We're not talking about.
Yeah.
Because that would be giving something away.
Would it?
Oh, yes.
Because that's in our future
podcast.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay.
So if you're a time traveler, then you already know what we're talking about. If you're a time traveler, comment below.
If you're a time traveler and that's what you chose to do with the time traveling, that's a really odd thing. You've wasted the time machine.
It is. Totally.
You're like, I'm going to go back in time.
I've thought that before.
And I'm going to watch an episode of Redeemed. Like, no.
I mean, we appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, like and subscribe in the future.
But you don't get time traveling privileges anymore.
Yeah. Bring it to us.
You messed that up.
All right. With that being said, we're going to look at Elijah. And I thought, instead of just jumping right to the story that Michael liked, I thought we needed to back up and start a little bit at the beginning because it kind of gives us some background on who it is and what's going on and how
how he gets to that predicament.
Yes.
And the beginning is normally a good place to start.
Sometimes
you don't need it.
Just go to the end. Read the last page of the book.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes you just get right to the end and you just
you can get the idea.
Look at the pictures. There's lots of stuff you can do.
Skip through.
So Elijah, he's a prophet of the Lord. And the king at that time is King Ahab. And if you know anything about King Ahab, you know pretty much he was the epitome of not a good king.
Not a great guy.
No.
He might have been the worst. In my mind, I can only think of one other one that might have been worse, and that was, I believe it was King Asa's son, Manasseh.
And he didn't. Manasseh he didn't rule for very long.
No, he didn't.
I feel like Ahab ruled for a little bit.
Yeah,
longer.
Ahab ruled for a while. But
I don't know the timeline off the top of my head there.
But I'm pretty sure Manasseh was worse than Ahab. But Ahab was right there at the top.
These are the kings that God warned them about.
Yeah.
Y'all want a king. Y'all gonna get a king. It ain't always gonna be good. And
yeah.
Now we're in the not good part.
Now we're in the not good part.
And Ahab also made an Asherah pole and did more to rouse the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, than all the other kings. Oh, excuse me. There it is, right there.
There you go.
All of the kings of Israel before him.
Well, we got our answer.
That's not the tagline you want.
No. You want the David tagline, man after God's own heart. That's the tagline you want.
Led the people, yeah.
Not stirred up more anger than any other king of Israel.
No.
So then we have this gentleman named Elijah come on to the scene, and he brings the word of the Lord to Ahab. And it's very, very quick and very simple. Mm-hmm. As the Lord of God of Israel lives, with whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word. He probably would have been all right if he hadn't left the last part.
Yeah, at my word. Because then that got Ahab thinking.
Now you're a problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then shortly after that, then the word of the Lord comes to Elijah, leave here, turn eastward, and hide. I wonder why.
You're going to want to go.
Yeah. And so he does. He takes off, and he goes and he hides. He drinks from a brook, and the ravens. God sends ravens to supply him with food there. Mm-hmm. Now, that's all good and well until, it is a drought. So the brook dries up.
It does.
And so we have a problem.
No water.
No water.
That is a problem.
So he sends him to, and this is one of those stories that I find extremely interesting. For one, the characters that are in it are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the faith that this woman has. widow that we're going to be talking about is just amazing to me. Because if you set me in the same situation, I'm not sure you'd get that answer.
No.
But check with us here, okay? So, the brook dries up. He sends him to this widow. Now, it says, I have directed a widow there to supply you with food. But as you watch the interaction, I'm not sure she got the message.
No.
But maybe she did. I don't know. So he goes, and he finds this widow. Now, what's interesting about this? Well, is that she only has a little water in a jar and a little bit of flour. That's all she has.
No.
And pretty much, she and her son were going to make that and then lay down and die.
Yep.
So Elijah shows up.
That was her plan for the day.
Says, hey, I need food. I need some water. She tells him his situation. And he goes, well, make mine first.
I am pretty hungry.
Yeah.
And if you do, then there will be enough. And excuse me, I said water. It's oil. Excuse me.
Olive oil, yeah.
Yeah. My bad. They're not making pancakes. They're
We're making pancakes. They probably would have liked some pancakes.
Pancakes.
Because that's what I made pancakes with this morning was,
That's right.
pancake mix and water.
Yeah, he does. He tells her right there, don't be afraid. Go home. Do as you have said. But first, make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me. And then make something for yourself and your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says.
And it says that it will not run dry until the day the Lord sends rain on the land.
Talking about her jug of oil.
Talk about her jug of oil. So she went away and did as Elijah had told her. And there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and her family. For the jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry, in keeping with the word of the Lord spoken by Elijah. Whew. Sometime later, though.
She had faith.
She did. Because like I said, that would have been a tough one to go, okay, I'll make his... But granted, if you did know who Elijah was, if you did know that he was a man of God, and he came to you and said, hey, make mine first, and therefore there will be plenty for you, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll take the gamble. Yeah. Because, truth of the matter is, whether he'd said it or not, it was going to be my last meal.
I was going to say, based on her plan,
Yeah.
Elijah's plan was better.
Yeah.
So
go for it. So she had enough faith, and it worked. And he took care of them both. Now, it's interesting because the story progresses. My bad.
Yeah, cut that out.
I know. Edit and post. And sometimes later, the son of the woman who owned the house became ill. And he grew worse and worse, and eventually died. And so she said to Elisha, what do you have against me, man of God? Did you come to remind me of my sin and kill my son? What Elijah said, give me your son. Takes him into the room and laid him on the bed, and he cries out to the Lord. And then there's kind of a weird thing, at least in my mind. It says he stretched himself out on the boy 3 times and cried out to the Lord. Now, I don't know exactly what that looked like, but it's weird wording to me.
It is. It worked.
The Lord heard, though, Elijah's cry, and the boy's life returned to him, and he lived. Elijah picked up the child, carried him down from the room into the house, and gave him to his mother. Look, your son is alive. The woman said to Elijah, now I know that you are the man of God, and the word of the Lord from your mouth is the truth. So it kind of lets you know who Elijah is. He's definitely being used by God.
Yeah.
And he's going to do some even more amazing things before he's done. But still, it kind of gives you the intro to who and what you're going to be dealing with for the next few chapters. God had definitely chosen Elijah for a purpose.
Yeah.
And he's going to do some very, very, very powerful things. Now, a lesson for us from this, of course, is if the Lord asks us to do something, sometimes we do have to respond with a little bit of faith. There were she didn't have any guarantees.
No.
But she just had enough faith to believe that he was the man of God he said he was, and that God was using him, and that God was big enough to take care of her, which is huge, that part right there. Because sometimes I think that we try to cut God out of the whole picture of the fact that he's the one that takes care of us.
Right.
Because we do it with I got my job. I do this, I do that. So I'm taking care of myself. No, it's God taking care of you, even at the very base level.
Yep.
For sure.
So, great intro. This kind of sets the stage. We understand what's going on. There's a drought. Elijah is the go-to man right now for God.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. He's about to do some cool stuff.
Ahab doesn't like him.
No. Ahab, not a big Elijah fan.
No.
Well, Ahab was not a...
I'm a big fan of a lot of things.
Yeah, especially anything that had to do with God.
Yeah, I was going to say. Anything God-related, Ahab, not for Ahab, we'll say.
Yeah. No, yeah. And that wife of his was even worse.
Yeah.
She was way worse.
Literally.
So anyway, stick with us, and we will continue to look at Elijah and the things that he's done and the things that God does through him, and see if there's not a few more lessons we can pull from it. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.